This book?
Let me guess.
I didn't have a library card, so but my wife does. And my wife, I said, I need you. Who is my wife? What would that make? My wife? No, don't answer. My wife would be his grandma. Very good. I had to use her. We went to the library and I looked at a lot of books and I thought, well, I'm going to take this book because I want you to be involved with the story. I think it'd be a little bit boring if I just came here and if I went like this. Okay, everybody pay attention now. And on that bed, you wouldn't care what this book said, right? Because then your mind would start wandering. And you start imagining your own things. But we want to involve everybody today. And so we got some special helpers here. And the name of this book is called The Napping House. You ever read it?
Yeah, I always wanted to read it once.
We're going to act it out today. And then if you like it so much, maybe they got this in library. Okay, let's see. Are you ready, officer? Are they being good? Okay, very good.
Who's the big?
Okay, when this started, it's called The Napping House. And everybody in this house was napping. What does it mean to nap? Fall asleep. Okay, you can't raise your hand anymore because you've raised it every time. And this girl right here wanted to raise her hand and she felt so bad. I know you know all the answers. But you know what? At the end of this story, if you know an answer, everybody will get a Smartie. Why would I give you Smarties? Because you're in school and you're learning to be smart, right? So everybody gets a Smartie. But at the end of this story, I'm going to ask 3 questions. And whoever answers one of those 3 questions, they each will get a little Snickers, a little miniature Snicker, okay? But you can't eat it till after school, probably, because the last class I was just in, the teacher made sure that nobody has to eat the Smarties and nobody has to eat. So anyway, make sure you follow these people. Okay? So we're starting off the story, and in this story, everybody in this house is sleeping, napping. What is happening? Is it sunny outside? It's raining, isn't it? See all this rain coming down and everybody's sound asleep. Well, in this house, there was a jumbo bed. Have you guys ever been on a bed that's so soft and comfortable? And you just like climb on it and you're like, oh, I could just stay on this bed. When Haden comes to our house and his younger brothers, our officers, they like to climb on our bed because it's like this tall. So it's fun to climb on and it's fun to jump off, right? So I think that's why they like to be on it. But anyway, I don't think there's any jumping here. So the bed is big and comfortable, and the person, the Grammy, the snoring Grammy, we got to snore. You don't want to snore? I need a snoring Grammy. Wait. She's going to do it. She's working it out. Here it comes. She can. Wait. We're ready. Move right there. Okay, very good. That's how she snores. I would like to sleep. I could sleep in a room with that because her snoring wouldn't wake me up. Have you guys ever?
My grandpa snores.
Who snores?
I snore. My grandpa snores.
Old people are very loud snorers, aren't they? Do you think great grandpa Larson snores? I'm not sure. Okay, now we got to get back to the story. Because what's the name of the story?
The Napping House.
The Napping House. And Grandma, the snoring Grammy, is the first one on the bed. And she's snoring. I guess this little boy that was visiting Grandma, one of her great-grands, fell asleep on the chair. Have you guys ever fell asleep on a chair?
Yeah.
Isn't it so comfortable?
Yeah.
What? Because you're laying like that. It's very uncomfortable. Well, I guess he was sleeping right there, and the Grammy is snoring, and the little boy, who's our boy? The sleeping child, wakes up. No, he wakes up because he's like, oh, I fell asleep, and his neck is sore. Rub his neck, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go climb in bed with Grammy. And so he climbs in. But he doesn't wake her up. And he just gets his pillow, and Grammy's out. She's snoring. And he's happy because now he falls back asleep. So you are napping. You can snore too. Okay. So the two are snoring. And remember, what is it doing outside?
Raining.
You can answer. Raining. Now you can answer. Somebody has to answer before you can answer twice in a row. So now the next time you can answer. But now you can't answer until somebody else answers, right? It's raining outside, isn't it? And what usually happens when it's raining? There's a loud...
There's a loud noise.
What's it? Okay, the rain hitting down, the pitter-patter, pitter. Can you pitter-patter? Okay, very good. She pitter-pattered. And that made everybody... But you know what? Right here, the dog is sleeping next to the Grammy, snoring. The Grammy snoring. And the little boy is snoring. And the dog is snoring. Okay, but then the dog wakes up because the pitter-patter was hitting the roof. And he's like, he looks around and the dog, because he can't talk, right? But he can think. He thinks, I'm going to go climb on the bed with the other. So he climbed up on top of the little boy that was laying on Grandma, right? And the dog gets comfortable. Have you ever itched a dog's tummy?
Yeah.
And they like it itched, right? Well, that's how he first fell asleep. He's like, oh, this is great. But then he finally turned over. But then as he was starting to fall asleep, the cat, the snoozing cat. Are you snoozing? Snooze, snooze? I don't know. It's your story.
Yay.
How would you like to snooze? Okay, very good. So the snoozing cat wakes up and stretches. Very good. Do you know that's how cats stretch? They arch their back like that. Now us, we go like this, but cats go like that. I don't know why. Maybe because they have 9 lives, right? I don't know. So then the cat wakes up, and the cat looks around and says, hey, everybody else is on the bed. I'm going to go climb on it. So he climbed up past the snoring Granny. He climbed up past the sleeping child. He climbed up past the snoozing dog. And he curled up on top of the snoozing dog. And everybody in the house was napping. Remember? Gotta follow. Well, while the cat was sound asleep, who should climb? There's a little tiny mouse. And it climbed around and it said, where is everybody? And he looked up on that big tall bed and he thought, yeah, that looks like fun. So he climbed up the bed and he went past the smelly feet of the snoring. Very good. And the little mouse climbed up past the smelly feet of the sleeping child and snoring. And he climbed up past the smelly paws of the snoring dog. Very good. And then his worst enemy, but it was asleep, right? So the mouse knew he was safe. And he climbed up past it, the furry little tail of the... What about a cat? Very good. And climbed up on top and sat there and fell asleep. They're all napping, aren't they? Well, there was one thing that was in the house that nobody knew was here except for the fleas. What do fleas do? Now you can answer it. Have you,
I know.
wait.
Yeah.
Very good. And they make them itch. The reason they make them itch is because they kind of pinch. They kind of bite the skin, right? And that's why a dog would be like, hey, what's bugging me? That's why a cat or whatever has that. Well, this flea, the flea shows up, and everybody is, and it's almost getting morning time, but he's a little bit, he wants to climb on the mouth. So he goes over to the slumbering mouse. Because the mouse was on the very top, right? And so the mouse, being very polite,
Now everybody needs to
the mouse has to pinch, pinch the mouse. Well, the mouse is laying there, and would you wake up if somebody pinched you?
Yeah.
I would. And so, as a flea pinched the mouse, only pretend now, not real, the mouse wakes up. Now, what is the mouse sitting on?
The cat.
The cat. So the mouse kind of wiggles the cat, and the cat, if you scare a cat, what do they usually do?
Oh.
No, you can't answer. What do they usually do?
They start going crazy and they like run around.
They do, because they're scared. And the first thing they like to do is they got cat claws, right? And so the cat is laying on the dog and starts to dig its claws into the dog. The dog wakes up and like, what is going on? And just as he did that, who's the dog laying on? The snoring boy, right? Now we got the flea sitting on the mouse woke up the cat woke up the dog woke up the boy. Grandma's still sleeping right now. She's still snoring. Very good. She's getting So then Grandma wakes up. You know what happened? Okay, you gotta watch out. The flea takes off that way because he just started the commotion. The slumbering mouse starts running around the bedroom. And what happened? The cat is no longer scratching the dog. It takes off running around because it's trying to catch the mouse. The dog wakes up and says, there's a cat in the room. And the dog starts chasing the cat. The little boy looks up and he says, what is going on? And the little boy starts chasing the dog saying, get back here. The snoring Grammy says, oh my goodness, what is going on? And she says, stop right now.
Stop!
And they stopped for a minute and they looked at her and they thought, I'm not listening to you. And they started running again. The Grammy comes over and she's trying to chase him. She trips on her slippers. Come here, broken bed. She falls on the bed and it becomes broken. The other animals, the dog comes and crashes on. The child comes and crashes on. The cat comes and crashes. Who's this? The mouse? And the flea even comes back because it didn't want to miss all this opportunity to debug all the people. So now, okay, now you know what happened? There is nobody napping in the house. The sun came out the next day. The Grammy gets up. Where's Grammy? The Grammy gets up. She says, oh, my poor broken bed. And she fixes it and she makes it because we make our bed every day, right? Yeah, right. Your moms do. Right? Okay, and then everybody else gets up. She gets bug stuff. She sprays the flea. The flea disappears. You go away. She sets a mouse trap. She squishes the mouse and throws the mouse out. Who's left? She puts the cat outside of her room because the cat actually started the whole thing with the claws and everything. The sleeping child, she said, sleep in your own room next time. And the dog was like, you can sleep by my bed. Okay, very good. That's the end of our